Beginning first, we're going to kind of work our way out of the solar system, beginning with the center and the most fundamental body, the sun. So, the sun is really important because if you think about it, the sun is actually the source of all light in our galaxy. If we were to look up at the planets, what we're really seeing when we see them in the night sky or even the moon is we're seeing the reflection of light off of them, and that light is coming from the sun. So really what we're seeing is sort of uh, a reflection of the sun's light. The planets in and of themselves and the moon in and of itself do not have any luminary capabilities. So that's very important. And the sun in Jyotish is representative of the absolute aspect of God, of spirit in its most absolute expression of consciousness. It's the light of awareness. The sun and consciousness is really that which provides illumination, prana, life, and the cosmic energy that sustains everything in existence. The sun is very, very, very hot. Obviously, it's heating in nature, and as such, it has associations to transformation and vitality. It's life giving. It's very potent. Has that masculine energy. It's almost that insemination type of a force. It's that which inseminates and activates everything in existence. Everything in existence receives its light and its energy. The sun is very masculine. If you were to look at it archetypically or from a gender perspective, it would be masculine in nature. And this is like the biggest form of divine masculine energy. It's like the masculine aspect of God, the Father. Um, and that's very important because there is this connection in Vedic astrology with the sun, also to one's biological father. It is typically a reflection of one's father relative to one's chart. But we're also looking at the bigger picture of that divine, Godhead that's always there, it's solid, it provides, it stands, it's there. It can be relied upon no matter what. In the higher expression of masculine, we should say. Now, what's interesting is in Ayurveda, the sun is what will be referred to as pitta dosha, because it's element of fire. So the sun is very, very, very pitta in nature, and it has that fiery energetic to it. When we look later at Mars, we'll also see pitta and we'll also see fire and we'll also see masculine. But Mars is going to be more of a personal masculine, whereas the sun is more that divine masculine, but they both have similar energetics of that fiery and kind of pitta quality to the two of them. What's interesting too is that if you look at the sun, it is considered to be what they call a natural malefic. And the reason for this is that the sun can, in a lower form, represent ego and the self. And also, if you think about it, what happens if you are exposed too long to the sun? Well, it burns you up pretty good. It can cause harm and it can be destructive in that respect. So the sun has a malefic predisposition, although it's less malefic to a certain degree than some of the other malefic planets that we'll look at later. But it's also sattvic. And this is important because, again, all planets are either sattvic, rajasic, or tamasic. And the reason why the sun is sattvic is because it has the potential for leading to enlightenment, to transcendence, and to awareness. And from a chakra perspective, the sun rules and is associated to the sixth chakra in the spiritual eye. The moon is more the medulla oblongata and the back of the medulla, the back of the sixth chakra, but the sun is that which takes us into the portal, into the infinite light, into the gateway. It's the sun that takes us there. And that's why it's sattvic, because it rules those energies of higher consciousness. The sun, too, if you were to look at its signs, and we'll cover signs in a later lesson, but the sun rules the constellation of Leo. So that would be the only sign which the sun is the ruler of. What's kind of interesting too is if you do get into more like Ayurvedic lifestyle practices, you can look at the planets and different tastes that they're associated with. And so the sun is very associated with the taste of like pungent foods. So foods that are heating, foods that are spicy, like ginger, pepper, cayenne, things like that that have very like warming qualities to it. Would also be associated with the sun because again, it has this very metabolic and transformative effect on the body and also the mind. And it is connected to the causal body. So it's very, very, very subtle in nature. It's the most, kind of subtle in that respect. Okay, moving on.